in the last year, she supported teachers and colleagues in recording video lessons, lectures, and other alone at home with a lot of difficulties and a lot of problems. So she has experience. She's a project manager and an instructional designer in METI, the Politecnico, so it is a colleague of mine. And I suppose that it is she can guide us in through some tips, technical tips, very easy to be applied, but also some methodological hints. So in 40 minutes, we hope to be able to give you some good ideas and some experience you can have later. So thank you, Valeria. I leave you the floor.
Okay, I'm gonna share my screen. So first of all, thanks for inviting me. I hope you will find my webinar interesting. A second. Okay, so as Francesca just said, today we're gonna talk about how to create high quality videos from scratch. These are the topics. One second, okay. First of all, I'm going to explain how to design videos. Then I'm going to give you some tips to record videos with your own device, such as smartphones, tablets, or your own camera of the computer. And tips to record video with your device with the best quality possible. Then we're going to talk about a little bit of about video editing. So imagine we have like more video clips to mix together, and also how to upload them on YouTube. So how to upload them online, or instead, if you want to keep it in your computer. So we're going to talk about the pros and cons of online and offline. And lastly, we're going to talk about how to record videos using an online software, such as Vimeo. I'm going to give you some hints about Vimeo and how to export a video out of a PowerPoint presentation. Okay, so let's start with the first topic, design videos. Okay, so first of all, you need to make a video. So you need to record a video. But before that, you need to focus on these 5 really important steps. Okay, so first of all, you need to identify your target. So you're designing a video for a specific target, for specific users. Then your video will have a main goal. And then you will need to, let's say, detail a little bit further in smaller goals. So you need to identify the intended learning outcomes of your video. So we mean by intended learning outcomes, what will the students be able to do at the end of the video? Then you will need to focus on where you will use your video. So, for example, in classrooms, or in a meeting, etc., etc. And then you will have to focus on which channel you will use for disseminating your video. Okay. So let's talk about the target. Your video will have a target. So it could be your students, your bachelor students, your master students, researchers, citizens, even teachers. So you have a main target. So you will design your video for them. But then you need to keep in mind that if you want to upload online your video, and uploading online doesn't always mean that your video is public to everyone, but if you set the video to public, so visible to everyone, you need to remember that your video is going to be seen by everyone in the world. So you need to remember that your video has a main target, but then it also needs to stand alone, have consistency, and I mean, a general sense that everyone can understand. Or of course, if the video is really specialistic to about a topic, that's another issue. But generally speaking, you need to keep in mind that. Your video will have a main goal, as I already said. So you need to understand if your video is basically divulgative, narrative. It's gonna explain an experiment. It's just theoretical, or maybe it's a documentary, like telling something. So that's the main goal. You need to have in mind its main goal. But then we need to formulate the learning outcomes. So my users will watch my video, and after having watched my video, they will be able to do something. So I need to identify that, and intended learning outcomes should be formulated in terms of performance. So that means that at the end of the video, they will be able to perform something. So I will need to formulate them with a verb, that is the intended action, then an object of the action, and the context in which students are expected to perform that action. Then we need to understand where we want to use our video. So I'm a teacher, for example, and I need to use my video to explain specific topics in my classroom. Or I'm a teacher and I need to save time in class. So maybe the goal of my video is to make students watch the video before the classroom, and then we can discuss it in classroom. So that's the flipped classroom, actually. Or again, synchronous and asynchronous activities, or maybe I need to use my video in a conference or in a meeting. So I need to focus on where I want to use my video. Sorry. After that, I need to understand which is my channel of dissemination. So where am I going to upload the video? If I'm going to upload my video, because maybe I don't want to upload it. I just want it on my computer and show in class through my computer. That's a choice, of course. But then you need to remember that if you want to upload your video, you will need to set your privacy policy. So you want your video visible to everyone, so you set the privacy policy to public. Otherwise, you can set the privacy policy visible to everyone or only to those who have the link. You also can set the privacy policy to private, so you can choose it's visible only to you or to selected users. Okay, so after having designed, having cleared these first steps, so I set my target, my goals, my intended learning outcomes. I know where I want to use it, and I know which channel I want to disseminate my video. I need to start writing my storyboard. Why it is important to write the speech that I'm gonna that is going to be the speech I'm gonna use in my video. It is really important because I give let's say a proper structure, so I can actually design the structure. So I have clear we need to have an opening part, a development part, and a closing part. So it's better to write it instead of speaking out of the cuff. Then I will have to choose a starting point, and the starting point is really useful because it's the trigger, it's the stimulus that keeps the attention of the students up for all the video. And then I will need to set a duration of my video, of course. So our video structure. I have, so, as I just said, I have an opening part where we will briefly introduce the topic of the video. Then we will have the development part, the development of the contents, following a specific approach, and then after we're gonna see what that means. And then we will have the closing part. Also, the closing part is really important because we need to make our users focus on the important points that we just developed in our video so that they can focus on the main points of our video. So that's the general structure. What I mean by finding a starting trigger, a starting stimulus for to capture the user's attention. That means, for example, as you can see in this slide, starting our video from practical experience, presenting a case study or a problem, or starting with posing a question, or describing a fictional scenario, or by observing a specific situation. So our video, it's going to start, for example, let's take the problem. So I'm gonna start with presenting a problem. So that's the trigger of my video. Then what I need to do, I need to develop the central part of my video, the structuring that problem. And then by the structuring that problem, let's say I will guide my users to find a solution of the problem at the end of the video. In this way, I'm presenting contents not in a boring way, and it's more efficient than not having a structure. This is really important, the length of our video. We need to set a length. Let's say that generally speaking, we can say that the longer the video is, the more it risks not being seen entirely by users. We notice that analyzing the analytics of our video, that users usually stop the video when they arrive at minute 4 or minute 5. So that means that you need to be aware that if your video is too long, probably won't be seen entirely. That's of course a general let's say it's generally speaking. Of course, your video can be longer, can be shorter. It needs to be linked with your main goal. So if your main goal, for example, is making a documentary, of course, a documentary cannot be about 6 minutes video. So of course, always you will have to structure your duration, the structure of your contents, keeping in mind what's your goal. But having in mind your goal, keep it shorter as possible. Also prepare the text in advance, because as I said before, speaking out of the cuffs make the video longer. Of course, instead, if you're recording your video and you're reading it, it's faster, of course. Okay, so now that we designed our first part, we wrote our storyboard, we are now ready to start recording our video. Okay, so what we need to do, what we need to make sure of before starting the recording. I know that these tips may sound banal, but they are not. I mean, of course, you may say, of course, the lens needs to be clean, but if you don't check it, then you will need to record the video again if you see after the recording that, for example, the video has some dirt on it. So so yeah, make sure that the lens is clean, the device stands perfectly still. There are no logos in camera field, for example, like Adidas, Nike, or other logos, unless linked, of course, to your work or institution. And place your device horizontally, because that's the standard of video standards. For example, in YouTube, they're basically all horizontal. I would use the vertical a video. I would use the device vertically just if I'm, for example, recording stories for Facebook and Instagram, but that's I think basically the only moment when I can use them vertically. So place it horizontally. To make sure that your device stands perfectly still, you can actually think about buying a tripod for your smartphone, for example. So you're sure about that, and you don't have to think about it or during the video or at the end of it. Okay, so how do we have to choose our location? Okay, choose a place silent and not open to sudden noisy changes. And that's, of course, because otherwise you're gonna record also the noise. Prefer small spaces, because the bigger the set is, the more the sound echoes. Make sure there are no backlights, so avoid to put your shoulders against a window, of course, otherwise you're gonna be dark. And remember that the light should be balanced, so just make some tries before and see if the natural or the artificial light is enough to uniformly enlight your face. And then at the end, choose a background that is suitable for your speech. And that means, for example, if I'm recording a video explaining, for example, an experiment in a lab, then maybe it's nicer if you record that video in that lab. So let's say the background, the location is linked to the content of your video. Then I'm going to show you some examples, so it's better to see some examples. And then you will need to remember to set the frame. So that means placing yourself in front of the place yourself in front of the camera. Just look into the camera and see that the camera is in line with your body, not, of course, not too high or not too low. And remember to not leave too much space from your head to the top of the screen. And remember that it's better not to stay at the center of the video, but to stay a little bit on the left or a little bit on the right. So this is, for example, if you will need to post-produce your video, for example, adding some graphics or some keywords, you can leave the space on your left or on your right for the graphic. You can choose to stay up or to sit down. That's not a concern. And the more you stay remember that the more you stay further from the camera, and the more the audio isn't clean. So just keep it close. And then just some tips about the video settings. Of course, the video settings are linked to your device. So what we can do is set the camera with the maximum resolution possible of your device, of course. Usually a full HD, but if you're using a smartphone, you're quite sure that the quality is pretty good. So yeah, I suggest actually to use your smartphone instead of, for example, the camera of your computer that usually have a lower quality. The smartphone is pretty good. So yeah, make sure that the focus is on your face. So yeah, it's the image is clearer, and that's a suggestion, but it's better if you, especially if you need to post-produce the video after, if you stay still and silent for 2 or 3 seconds, and then you start talking and you start your video. And that it is also something nice to do also at the end of the video. So if something, because sometimes you start recording and maybe you were already talking or you were not, and it's better if you stay silent and look in the camera for just 2 or 3 seconds, and then you start talk. And then, of course, you will need to watch your recording again to make sure that there are no noises, everything is right, and everything is set as we want to. Then just some hints about the audio settings. You will need to, it's better if you try once before you start your recording, and so you can check the quality of your audio, but in particular you will need to check the speed, your tone, the speed while you're talking, if you're talking too quick or not. See if you're like talking in a clear and understandable way. So it's better if you make some try before actually make the official recording. And if someone is helping you and is recording you, remind him or her that it doesn't have to tap the microphone otherwise while you're talking. And then you have your speech. So as I said before, you need to write your speech before, try it aloud, so you can check your tone, the speed, etc., etc. And while you're reading, try to use a natural tone, like imagine that you're talking to someone, not recording a video, and just keep the rhythm high and lively. Remember that it's not mandatory that you start the video and you stop the video when you finish when you have finished your speech. You can pause. You can take your time and you can start again. So, for example, you can think about divide the storyboard in blocks and then record one by one, record them one by one. So maybe it's easier to record a little paragraph instead of all the storyboards from the start to the end. And then we suggest also there are many tools online. So if you check online, you will find lots of them. I'm gonna show you now this one that is really nice. So this is a website where you can copy and paste directly inside here your storyboard, your speech, and you can set the font, how big it is or how small it is, and the speed. And then if you start play, it goes on, and you can read while you're actually recording yourself. So if if you're recording yourself with your smartphone, it's here in this case, it's better if you have a tripod. So you can actually have your computer in front of you with your storyboard scrolling, and behind your computer, the smartphone hold by the tripod higher than the computer, so you can actually look in the same direction of the storyboard and the camera. So that this is just a suggestion. Okay. Here are some examples. So in the first picture, for example, you can see this girl. Probably she's a baker, and I can think that I can guess that in her video she's explaining how to cook that cake. So she actually set the table and she's recording in the kitchen. So actually the location is linked to the content of her video, and she also set the table. So there are sweets, the cake, and cookies. So it's clear the topic of the video. Then under that image, there's another one, and where we can suppose that that girl is actually a teacher, because she's actually talking in front of a board with something written. I guess linked to the topic of the video, and then she's showing the paper. Here is an example, so it can be a math formula or anything. And then we have another picture where probably this girl didn't have the necessity to actually set the location linking to the content of the video, but the set is actually organized. I mean, she is in front of a library. There's a plant, so she cured the set. She actually set it. So that is important anyway. If you don't have the chance to have a library books that are always nice to show, that no problem. Try to find a wall as neutral as possible. A white one is the best way to go. So just place in front of the white wall and just start talking. That especially if in post-production you will need to add graphics and keywords, schemes, images, etc. So remember that if you will have to do that, maybe it's best to leave some space on the screen for that. Okay. So to sum up what I said until now, so what we need to do, okay, we designed our video, we wrote our storyboard, and then what we need to do is to check our device, the steadiness, if it's clean or not, and the resolution. We need to find the proper location and design the setting. We need to check the light and the camera focus is really important, and then we will need to write our speech and try it before the official recording, and then we will have our video clip. So what we now have, let's for example think that we recorded 3 or 4 videos. So and we need to mix them. So how can we do that? We can, I don't know if many people don't know that Windows, but also Mac, and I think also Linux, has a pre-installed app that is called, in the case of Windows, Video Editor, that is completely free, and it's actually a really powerful tool. But the nice thing about that is it is thought for people that don't know anything about video editing, so it's really, really easy to use. So you just search in the search bar of Windows for video editor, and it will appear. So once we are in our app, we just need to choose our title of our video. And then this is the interface that we're gonna have. So we will just click the button add. We're gonna add all the clips that we want, and then once we added them, we will need to drag in the right order. At the bottom of this of the page, you can see all my clips under storyboard. So that part, storyboard, is actually the order, the sequence I want to do. I want to create. So I drag all my video clips there, and if that's all I want to do, I just click finish and export my videos, and I have all my clips mixed as one video. But we can also trim parts of our video. So for example, we want to cut the first part, or maybe we made a mistake, so we can cut our video and keep the part that we want. Or even we can add keywords to our video. So for example, here I have this image and I wanted to make the keyword space debris appear. So I just need to write under text space debris, my keyword, and then it will automatically appear on my video. I can choose the layout. So if I want it to appear to the top, to the bottom, or on the right corners. And then I can also choose the animation, so how it will appear on the screen. Exactly, actually like a PowerPoint presentation, the animation and transitions from PowerPoint. I can choose the background music, so there are some predefined musics. Among them, I can choose the one I like, if there are no audio, of course. And then I can also choose to separate the clips, the video clips, with a card. I just add this card. For example, I need to introduce a macro topic. For example, I want to talk about space debris, and this card we can name this card space debris, and then we'll have the video clip showing them. And then I can place, you can see in this slide that I can place the card inside the sequence of my videos. Okay, that's basically what you can do. You can mix, you can trim, you can add keywords or music, and then you will need to finish your video and choose the best quality possible. So here it was 1080, that was the highest one, and it was also the recommended one. So I suggest you to go with the recommended one, and then you just click to export, and you will have your video, your final video. Okay, so I mixed all my video clips. Now I want to upload them on YouTube because I want to share the link of my video with my students, for example. Of course, as you all know for sure, to upload a video on YouTube, you have to have a YouTube channel. So how, of course, if you don't have the possibility to for example, your institution has a YouTube channel, you can use them. But if you want, you can create your own. You just go on YouTube, you just have a Google account, and you go on YouTube, and you go on in the YouTube Studios part, where you can actually create your channel. Once you created it, you can see this web page that it is actually your account. Into your account, as you can see here, you can upload your videos. So you just click on upload video, and then you can drag them or select from your computer. Once you upload it, you can set you can choose some video settings, for example, title, description. You can choose the thumbnail of the video, so basically it's the cover that is gonna show on YouTube. And if you have a playlist, you can choose in which playlist the video will appear. Then another important part of YouTube, as I mentioned before, is the privacy policy. So you can set it private, unlisted, or public. So that's on you. I mean, if you want that your video is seen by everyone or not, you just need, and you can do it directly from here. And then you will have your video. Okay, another example. Let's imagine that I have one video, only one video, and I don't wanna use a video editor because I don't have to mix clips or something, or add in keywords, etc. I just want to upload it and just cut some part of the video. I can do it directly from YouTube. So I uploaded my video, and then I can trim it directly from here. So I can do it directly from YouTube. If I don't have to edit the video, to mix different clips, and I have to upload the video on YouTube, it's better to do directly from there. Another important part of YouTube is subtitles, because that's also why it is really important to write the storyboard before you record your videos. So to make this step easier, if you need subtitles, because if you write your storyboard, you will just have to upload the file on YouTube, and YouTube automatically sync your text, synchronizing it with the video. It works well if you have your storyboard. If you can see here, the second option is auto sync. So YouTube can generate automatically the subtitles. It's really good actually, but just if you speak a very good English, for example. So it's always better to check the subtitles created automatically from YouTube. It's better if you upload your storyboard with your file in YouTube. Okay, we actually, this is a note, and it's actually really important, because remember that when you upload your video on YouTube, YouTube checks if you had the rights to use contents, if you use the contents created by others, of course, but they verify copyright violations. And if, for example, you didn't cite the original author, or you use contents that you couldn't, actually YouTube can block your account, and then there's no way you can actually reopen that account. You have to create another one. So yeah, just be sure that you can use that contents, or there's a way to cite them using Creative Commons, and you asked for the rights. Okay, the last topic of my presentation is using an online tool to record videos and to export videos out of a PowerPoint presentation. The first one is recording videos with Vimeo. I don't know if you know, it's also a It's also, let's say, a social network of videos, but it is actually really good, the educational part, because you can, I can show you here, you can actually create your account, and I'm actually suggesting Vimeo because it has a very good balance between the free account and the things you can do with a free account. It's actually pretty good because you can record your screen, just your screen. So for example, you are recording a presentation, you can just record in your voice over your presentation, or you can just record the camera, so just yourself talking while talking, or you can decide to mix the recording of the screen with the camera. So you can record both, like you can see in the example. You can see my face in the corner, and then the screen recorded. And then you just and then you just need to start recording and stop the recording when you finished. This is actually your account when you can store all the videos that you create. You can actually, it's really nice because you can actually directly from here take your videos and edit it. So you can trim your video, you can set the privacy policy. Here you can see it. You have the video, so you can set the privacy, go to advanced setting, download the video, trim the video. So actually you can do all the things that I explained before with the video editor, but directly online. Also, it generates a link. So actually, you don't have then to upload it on YouTube. The link is already here, and you can decide, of course, as always, the privacy policy of the link. So, or just the people that have the link can see it, or everyone. This is actually a good way to record a video in a fast. If you just need to record yourself while explaining your presentation, so you already have yourself talking and the presentation scrolling mixed together. Okay, last, you can also produce video out of a PowerPoint presentation, and what that means. It means that you create your presentation, of course, and then you start recording just your voice over your presentation, scrolling. It's an easy way to actually produce a video explaining a particular topic through a PowerPoint presentation. It's easy, but I think that you need to keep in mind these tips. I suggest, since you don't see the person talking, because you can record just the audio, you need to pay attention not to be boring, because otherwise the video can be really boring. So how can I do that? I can try to make my presentation as nice as possible. I need to, for example, create graphic consistency. For example, if there's a project graphic, I can use that graphic. I can use animation, transition. So I can make it similar to a video. So I can make keywords appearing or disappearing, etc., etc. And then remember that here it's even more important to give an intonation while you're talking. So keep the tone lively and interesting from the start to the end, because it's actually really important to make your user watch the entire video. And then when you finish, so you stop, of course, the recording, and then to export the PowerPoint presentation as a video, you just need to go click on File, and then there's Create a Video. You click on Create a Video and Export Video, and then you have your video clip. So I guess this is it. I will now stop the sharing. So
I think you gave us interesting and useful tips, practical but not too technical, and so very, very useful. And sure, I can say that never before the COVID pandemic we thought we imagined to train teachers to record video through their device. Now the scenario is changed, and this can be a useful ability. And I hope this information and suggestions can be applied in the field of async, our project, async project.